So we will begin with this story where the Nigeria police force has issued a warning to the Take It Back movement and some other groups against the planned nationwide protest scheduled for today. Now, the police say such nationwide protest at this time was ill-timed and mischievous, asking the organizers to shelve their plans. But the Take It Back movement and other civil society organizations and groups say they have concluded plans to go on with the protest, describing it as necessary to address issues surrounding the alleged misuse of the Cybercrime Act and the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State. According to a statement signed by the force public relations officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, it says, while the police recognizes citizens' constitutional rights to peaceful assembly, it is concerned over the motive behind staging a protest on the same day when the country is set to celebrate the contributions of the police force to national security. Interesting development. Of course, definitely when you talk about a planned protest like this, a lot of activists ensure that it is timed with certain events, just to hit home their points and ensure that certain statements are made. But how to strike a balance as to allowing these persons go on with the protest while also marking the day that the police force want to recognize the efforts of the police and certain persons in the force is where I think that will be the issue for the police force. Right now it is saying, you know what, this protest is ill-timed. But then people start reading sinister motives from the police that you are trying to stop us from, doing what we need to do.
But the question I keep asking is that anytime a protest like this is planned, the police come up with that argument that it's ill-timed. Right now, it's the reason is because today is supposed to be their day. Today is when the police is supposed to be celebrated. And then we're going to have a protest. And that means policemen will be deployed and all that and all. It's just going to disrupt their celebration. So looking at it from that point, yes, it's ill-timed, but what about the other times that the police has described it as ill-timed? When is the right time to do a protest? When is the right time to do a protest?
Interesting.
But what's the reasons behind the protest, the misuse of the Cybercrime Act and acting against the River State issue? Those reasons, some Nigerians will stand for and some against. I think the organizers just are looking for a platform to vent, and they really need to vent from everything we've seen.
Because it's their right.
It's their right.
But first of all, I want to start with the fact that today is Police Day, so we celebrate our police for their efforts. Because in as much as we criticize them, there are some police officers that are doing a remarkable job. So we definitely celebrate you for always standing up for citizens. But talking about protests, my problem is we've seen different protests and we've seen how it's ended. So for me, I'm not even looking at it at the angle that they're saying that today is their day for celebration. I'm looking at it from the angle of when protests happened. We've seen end bad governance protests, we've seen end SARS protests, and we've seen what happened at the end. We've seen that people always hijack this protest. I saw a video of a guy yesterday and he was saying, everybody should gather out, let's fight. And I'm like, this guy that is speaking is not speaking for the betterment. This is somebody looking to create chaos. So I can understand why the police is saying, first of all, it's not right timing. Today is a day to celebrate us. But secondly, when protest is happening, it's often hijacked. And we are not saying that people should not. It's their right to come out and protest. In the Constitution, you have a right to come out and protest. But we've seen how this has ended, and we do not want more lies.
Have been hijacked from
most
the
protests
things that I have seen. The matter of hijack began after the 2020 protest, where we saw some persons, infiltrate because there were no leaders, so to speak. But here, I believe that there are leaders who intend to manage the protest as much as possible and to also drive home their points and all of it. So my issue is, let us strike a balance. Yes, it's the police day. We acknowledge your effort, but also some people need to speak.
Absolutely. So I feel that, well, just like Rhea said, let me just toe that line, because we know that the police are doing a whole lot when it comes to ensuring that, because we try to sleep with our two eyes closed, even though we don't do it every day, but we know that some of them do not even sleep at all. Overnight, they have to ensure that we go to bed, hale and hearty. But the thing is it within the right of these people to protest? Yes, allow them to protest. But who is willing to bail the cats? By the time things have actually gone awry, how do we now, who would stand in front of judges to say, yes, I was the one that moved these people?
They have leaders.
You know, yes, they have leaders. But you know, some of these protests too, we don't have, there's a way we have international people coming to sponsor this kind of protest. You remember the last protest where people were flying Russian flags, which is against the sovereignty of this nation.
That happened. Does that mean that we cannot have protests anymore?
No one is saying that we shouldn't have protests. Let people protest. It's within the right. Section 33, Section 45 of the Nigerian Constitution. But if it's going to threaten the peace and tranquility of this nation, then we need to think twice. Why are we protesting? Some Nigerians are saying this country is not my country because I do not like the person sitting at the apogee of this stage of this nation, which is Mr. President. If you do not like anything, if you are aggrieved about certain things, you know, there is the rule of law there. Go to court. Challenge so many of the process, challenge whatever it is, but not now getting onto the street and cause chaos.
They haven't said they want to cause chaos. They haven't said they want to cause chaos.
But we know hijackers.
We know how it works. And just to add to this, we don't want more lives to be lost, because even in this protest, sometimes we see innocent people die from this. And when you die, the world continues. Nigeria will continue to be even when you die. So we are not saying that people should not protest, but we have seen it sometimes, not all the time, but we have seen how lives are lost. We've seen chaos, we've seen disruption. We do not want that.
Apart from lives, you've seen infrastructure destroyed. We've seen traffic light being destroyed.
If the police are not part of the process.
If what?
If the police are not part of the process, managing these people, because ordinarily, the police are supposed to be part of the process, so to ensure that, okay,
the police are celebrating their own.
They are celebrating, of course. They are also, they deploy people. They deploy people. That's what they do.
Let them enjoy their day as well.
If they want to ensure that at the end of the day, we are striking a balance, you send some people to, manage the protest while you are celebrating. Everybody cannot be there.
Yeah,
well, the policing is an essential duty. That means there are no holidays. And we really have to commend the police, the Nigerian police, for what they have done so far.
That's right.
Yes, there's so much room for improvement, but so far, so good. We need to give that to them.
Exactly.
And we also need to appeal to the Nigerian police that today might be the day that you guys are celebrating, but there's something that you have to do for Nigerians. Come out in numbers, try as much as possible to manage the protest and ensure that it is not hijacked. That is a tall order for the police to say, ensure it is not hijacked.